Everyone. I'm Reverend Mary Hawk, and with me is Ed Hubbard, also known as Ed the Pagan. Good evening, Ed. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, what a delight. I liked joining you.
And we're here talking about the three-part series that Ed is going to be teaching on Pagan World. And it is all about pagan power. So, Ed, why did you decide to teach this series now?
Well, I think there's a lot of things about to come down the lane here in 2024, and especially in 2025, that's going to change in the United States and other parts of the world how power is conducted. And I think pagans need to understand that they have power. I think it's a dirty word in the pagan community. I've gotten so many criticisms over the years, but it's what I've studied for more than 30 years.
Okay. So, what can people expect to get out of attending this class?
That's going to be about the individual and how their relationship with power is. But at the very least, they're going to have a deep understanding of what power is in the world. And remember, power is simply the ability to measure or to create change. And the whole universe is full of power. There's over 750 definitions of power. So there's a lot of that idea of that power is one of these hard words. It's almost as diverse as the word fuck. We see that. For all practical purposes. There are some words that cover a lot of different meanings, and I want people to understand that power is a very important word. So you'll have an understanding about the power, why power is important to today's society, and how to use some of that power for yourself to build a better life for yourself.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so, after 30 years in the pagan community, why did you make the personal decision to teach this class now?
Well, first, I'm independent now. One of the things that is, I'm no longer in a position of authority anywhere in the pagan world at all. And that's been a very intentional thing over the last year that we've developed, and that's important. So I'm not representing any group or any ideology and any philosophy. This is me, and I've asked over. It was recently figured out. I've asked over 4,000 questions over the last 10 years on Facebook. I've done over 500 interviews with people across the board. I have helped so many people get into positions of authority and leadership and understanding that I think now the pagan community really needs to understand how they operate. How I perceive them operate, and it'll change the way some of us look at it.
All right. And when are you offering this class?
So they're going to be, first of all, as always, it's going to be March 9th, 10 a.m. Central Time. It'll be the last day of Central Standard Time, and then the next two Saturdays after that. And that'll be offered there. But they'll also be permanently available. Now, these are only available to people who have been involved with one of the projects, being a supporter of Pagan World, a citizen of Pagan World. If you are a part of the Witch College program, you're going to be invited, and also the Psychic Academy. So this is so if you want to attend it, yes, you have to become a supporter of Pagan World. If not, ask somebody. Maybe we'll have mercy or something on that. But if this is going to be that sort of class, if you're not involved with these projects, there's really no point for you to understand it. Mhm. Uh, I saw one of David Anderson. Are the classes just for pagans, or can they work for anyone, no matter the path? Um, yes, power is power. However you utilize it, and how you deal with it. Remember, power comes from knowledge. It comes from money. It comes from violence. It comes from these sort of exchanges with us. So learning how those work with us. What makes us different is going to be particularly about how the pagan community deals with its power. So while power in general, these are going to be very general classes in the sense that some of the rules will work, it's also some of it's going to be very unique to our own.
So join us at pagan.world/pagan-power.
So let me offer one thing. So one thing that people can, and if they take these classes, will understand structure of our macro community. They've grown. I mean, why is an author more important than, say, a high priest or high priestess? Why are we so much about lineage? What is it about that we're looking for to make us feel like we have meaning and definition? Power has a lot to do with our definition. And after you take these three classes, you're never going to look at power, the community, or the world the same. It's going to change you. I do lead this little brainwashing cult called thinking for yourself. If you stick around with me long enough, you're going to start thinking for yourself. And I've been very fortunate that I've been able to offer that to literally hundreds of people in the world. Thousands of people are now in leadership roles dealing with their own personal power. And so that's what you'll pick up on this class, starting March 9th, 10 a.m.
And that is March 9th, March 16th, and March 23rd.
Hmm. And I love your hat. I love the fact that your hat shows power. It's power symbols of the crosses. So
Yeah,
yeah, of the crosses. Oh my gosh, of the moon. See,
moon and stars. They kind of look like crosses.
the thing is that's one of the things about power. Some people will say, "Oh, crosses," and not look at your hat, and realize that I had done so. Remember, gaslighting is a form of power too. So, what is it that you see? What is it real, and how are you going to function? If you want to increase your presence online, if you want to increase your presence in life, if you want to have a better group, this is the class for you. This is going to absolutely give you some of the ways that we've grown. And if you don't think I've done well with it, my actions have led, and many people are leaders on a global basis because of the fact it is. So now I'm going to explain some of those things to people, how they work, how they function, and what they mean for them.
All right. Well, Ed, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And again, you can find it at the web address scrolling across the bottom, pagan.world/pagan-power. And that is Saturday, March the 9th, March 16th, and March 23rd at 10 a.m. Central Time.
And each of the classes will be 90 minutes. It'll start with a conversation. It'll start with an explanation, a exercise, and questions and answers. So yes, 90. So Alan, 90 minutes. Uh, I think that it's going to cover a lot of materials. It is going to be. It is R rated. Let me be very honest with you. Let's give it a final bit since it was asked. It is R rated. Please, please, please protect the ears of your small children if you think they're too tender to hear real words about real things. And if you are easily triggered, this isn't a class for you. This is going to be dangerous. This is going to be really kind of one of those things that is really to people. They're going to hear things that they may or may not like. They may not accept it, but it will be an honest, authentic look by someone who studied pagans, not paganism, but pagans for the last 30 years. I'm looking forward to having you all there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ed. And we look forward to seeing all of you there. Have a good evening, everyone.
Make it a great day.